And you see, real estate is time consuming.
And that there's a whole lot of long hours that goes into it.
In persistence, commitment, and you cannot be an agent without targets. You need to set targets for yourself.
How do you pin down that buyer? You know this guy is buying.
It goes with the interest. The number of questions you're asked by a buyer, then you know this is the one. Because there are moments where I've taken clients for viewings and you get influencers taking videos. And hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And you're thinking, are we here for a viewing or you want to shoot?
Khashla Mthombeni from Limpopo, Zanini is a 29 years old female who studied marketing management, and she can take multiple tasks fairly, easily, and effectively.
Real estate is really the easiest way that you can make a stable income for yourself.
Jenna Mkwananzi is the Business Development Administrator for Montague Group, where she oversees business, management and corporate management of the firm. With over 10 years of experience in real estate management skills, Jenna has been instrumental in driving the company's growth and profitability.
As an agent, you'll get, there's a 50-50 to everything. Then I make sure that I put myself in the client's shoes.
You're calling someone for the first time and it's like, how'd you get my numbers? Do you get that?
A lot. And the best way to win it is just apologizing and acknowledging you're wrong, that I sincerely apologize. All I wanted was to get you a good corporate client, because there are a lot of clients that are searching in that area or in that complex, and I just wanted to know if you are interested. And most of the
that's a
times,
good line for new generation.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to grab that.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Guest Parking, a real estate podcast, one of the most dynamic real estate podcasts. You're going to be learning a lot in this show. If you're into real estate, you wish to be a real estate investor, you wish to be a real estate broker, you wish to be a real estate practitioner, this is the show for you. It's open for more information, education, and clarification about real estate in South Africa and around Africa. Before I introduce myself, I'm sitting with two dynamic Montague Group members. First is the Business Developer Administrator. Her name is Jenna Mkwananzi. And also sitting with me in the show is Khashla Mthombeni. She has been a very successful real estate agent. Matter of fact, today is her first year in the firm. She has been 6 months consecutively Agent of the Month. Wouldn't you want to know how she made this happen? I guess so, you would like to. Now, with no further ado, my name is Osarege Maxwell. They call me the Wolf of Santon. I am the host of this show. Welcome to Guest Parking again. Now, let me start with Jenna. Jenna, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. And you also?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I know it took me a while to bring you in. How are you feeling?
Confident. Calm.
Oh, that's great.
Good. I think we can do this.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Jenna, I want to start. You're very good with people, right? Your agent. How do you recruit sound people, sound agent, dynamic agent, good agent?
I think also it's about getting to see the person's characteristics, and also just knowing that person and seeing what their personality trait is. An outspoken person is always best for the industry that we are in. You have to be able to speak to people and really be confident. You need to be able to work under pressure and be persistent. So when I look for someone, that is more of the key points that I look at before we hire them.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, someone might be out there thinking, I want to be a real estate agent, and I don't have those qualifications. What are the qualifications that you look at in terms of academic qualification, characteristics, and there are some few things that you might pinpoint. Like you just see a person now and you say, this person is going to be good.
Yes, like they have to have that personality trait, but also they need to be enthusiastic about the role, it's about a salesperson, how you want to perceive yourself out there. You need to be able to speak to clients, deal with situations, and really just put yourself out there. Because at the end of the day, real estate is really the easiest way that you can make a stable income for yourself. And also a good income. What you put in is what you will get out. So it's more about being out there. Qualification-wise, I would say an NQF4. That's basically what we are looking for. And also at the end of the day, we are here to help them. So whoever wants to join, we offer training, we offer help, we offer you to get your NQF4.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, before I come back to you, I think I need to talk to Khashla.
Okay.
Khashla.
Yes, Osa.
They call you small body, big God. Wow. Are you born in the 2000s?
No, actually in the 90s, but I know I look younger than my age.
But that's good.
Yeah,
but you see, I remember before I go deep into what I feel like, what we need to talk about, I remember you and I went to see a client and there was a bit of a conflict. But basically, I think the client saw you for the first time. And he was like, were you the one talking to me on the phone?
Yeah, I remember. And I was like, is this the tiny girl that was talking to me with that voice? Was that you on the phone? And he's just like, yeah, that's the girl. That's the one. That's the best one I have.
I want to ask you one question. What's your drive? Why are you successful? What makes you the agent of the month consecutively for 6 months? Success is not a fluke. There are intentions. You must be determined to be what you want to be. There must be a couple of formulas you put together, things, adjustment. How did you do it?
Well, Osa, I'm going to be very honest. For me, it has just been persistence, commitment, and knowing that I need to deliver. Because at the end of the day, you cannot be an agent without targets. You need to set targets for yourself and allow yourself to get new stock daily, making sure that you make calls out there, you go out there and market yourself because no one else can do it for you. And at the end of the day, you want to leave a good rep for yourself and for the company you're working for, so that you have referrals in future and you don't have to always do the same thing over and over again. Because then when you have a good ref and a good referral, then people just call you. You don't even have to do the same work that you used to do previously, because then you just sit in, you receive calls, hey, I got your number from this person, you've rendered a good service, this is what I need, can you kind of assist? And it's easier that way.
Yeah, there was a comment from one on our page or something. I think there was a remark about you, and the client said you were hands-on. You were hands-on, and you were very professional. Did you get that a lot? Sometimes, don't you get backlashes? Don't you get people telling you whatever? I don't know.
I hardly, well, I think as an agent, you'll get, it's, there's a 50-50 to everything, but I think 80% of my time or the feedbacks that I get from landlords or clients is that I've been hands-on, mainly because I'm committed to my work. And I'm a go-getter. I know what I want, and I make sure that I put myself in the client's shoes and make sure that I deliver. And if obviously there's any struggles, you're always there to assist as the director, and it makes it easier as well. And as well as the admin lady that's there to assist us 24/7. I mean, there are moments where I would wake up very early, especially month ends, when we have to make sure that rentals are paid on time. And, so I guess it's just persistence and nothing else.
That's true. You see, when I remember there was a time I sat with one of the founders of a very prominent real estate company in this country, and we had a meeting, a one-on-one meeting, because at that time I was working for this company and I was the agent of the month. And the guy said, okay, I want to meet with you. You've been doing so well. I don't know what are your skills. And he told me something. He said, ask me a question. And I said, okay, that was actually what I wanted to do. I said, sir, how did you build this organization? How is it just everywhere? How did you do it? And he said, consistency. So in real estate is very, 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 it's a career that you need to put your all in on in. It's not a part-time thing. That's why I keep telling people, I tell our guys, you cannot do real estate partially. It's like you want to be a medical doctor, you want to be a pilot, or you want to be a lawyer. And there are characteristics in that field. You probably want to be a gynecologist in medicine, you want to be a general practitioner. You need to just embrace it. So that's what real estate is all about. So that's my next question now to Jenna. Jenna, someone out there look at real estate as an escape. Someone out there look at real estate as I want to make money. And they see someone like Khashla, for instance. Khashla is successful, she's done well for herself, and I think I just want to be like Khashla. But the sacrifices behind it.
There is sacrifices behind it. There's a whole lot of long hours that goes into it. But at the end of the day, I think it's a leap of faith that someone has to take. There's no such thing as there's fear of doing something. If that is your goal or that is what you want to do, if you come and you make it happen, you put the effort in, that consistency, like you said, it will happen. That doors will open for you. It will. I don't think that anything is impossible. I think that just take that leap of faith and just believe in yourself, because anybody can do anything if they believe in themselves.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. In terms of the parameters of the office and your modus operandi, or how you work, how do you manage crisis? How do you manage difficult they call, man, what's going on? The tenant hasn't paid rent, or perhaps they paid late, or perhaps the sales transaction is taking longer than expected.
I think it's all about a process. There's processes that needs to be followed, but at the same time, I think you need to also see it out of their perspective. Like, let's say a tenant hasn't paid. You don't know their situation at this moment. So I think a follow-up call, or just a popping of a message, and just finding out what may be the result of this, and seeing how we can solve this, or how can we go about this. But I think also that communication between tenant, office, and landlord is key. Yeah. Because that will always make the process smoother. Don't keep anybody in the dark, because it will just maybe make it worse. Lord. But I think it's all about just persistence and talking, communicating, finding out and making sure that we do receive our payments in order every month, so that we don't have that landlord situation. But people are difficult. You do get your situations like that.
Yeah, get you freaked out.
Yes, you get people that will scream and shout at you first thing you wake up in the morning. I think it's just about being patient and trying to understand and just communicating effectively. I think that is the best way to go about it. Yeah. People react differently, and sometimes you just need to take a step back and just think about it and try and sort it out as swiftly as possible.
Okay, for instance, now we get like an agent that is not kind of doing well. And how do they get motivated? How do we motivate them? See, these questions are based on, people want to know from outside. Like you said, a leap of faith, for instance. Yeah, some people might just be scared, and they know they are very good with sales, and they know they can communicate properly, but then they're scared.
I think it's about knowing that you have an office environment of someone that is there to help you and encourage you and motivate you. We can follow up and we can help you, encourage you. We can give you training. I mean, we offer trainings as it is once a week.
Yeah.
We offer all these resources that we can. And I think it's just about also having a supportive team, but also a office person that is standing by you and always helping you and checking up on you and assisting. Not to be in the dark, but if there's someone constantly looking after you and phoning you and asking how you are, and I think just that really helps a lot, a person to get up and maybe ask them your goals. If you're not reaching your goals, come, let me help you. Let's see what we can do. Not to just leave them. Come, let's help you. We offer that support. So let's all put our hands together and we help. Even if we have to take one of our best agents and we show them that, come with her or him, shadow them a bit. See what it is about, see how they do things. A different perspective can always change your mindset and let you see something in a different light.
That's true.
Yes.
That's best agent. Now tell me, now you've been working very hard. I know you've been working very hard. I've got calls from you from midnight, 12, 1 a.m. crying. I get text messages. I remember when I was in Ethiopia, you were calling me 5 a.m. The clients, the this.
Can't believe you
Do you get tired?
I do get tired, but I think for me, I work better at night than during the day. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's better that way.
Really?
Yeah, because then during the day you find that landlords tend to be very
Sorry,
busy.
let me chip in this.
Okay.
Are you dating?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am seeing
No,
someone.
because I'm yeah, that's cool. That's
yes,
great.
I am.
It might be a very personal question because I'm a very married man, very, very happily married, and I have a very, very smart wife, very, very calculative, very, very courteous, and sometimes when I'm talking with our guys, our agent in the office at night, I'm like, man, you guys still working this time? I said, yeah, man. Do you understand? Because those are one of the support. And for me, I also learn a lot from people like you and other agents that are very hardworking. Because, sometimes I'm hardworking. I'm not going to take that. But you see, I take skills, that tenaciousness, I also take it. Because you see, sometimes, you might look very strong and you just feel like you don't feel pains. You don't feel pains. That's what I'm asking. Do you rest? Where do you get your motivations from? Where do you take it from? There must be a source of where, because you always cha.
I get my motivation from my daughter. I have a 6-year-old, and all I want is for her to have the best life, the life that I couldn't have. And like I said, working at night works for me. Early mornings is better. Usually at 5 I'm up, and I know at 10 then I can relax. And then at 5 in the evening again, I'm back at it up until 8. So I know that everything that I do, I need to have a balance. And the stress relief is there because I don't stay with my daughter full time currently. So I'm more flexible to work in between and run errands and do whatever I have to do. But it has been, I don't know, the toughest journey, because there are moments where I could just even shut down because I don't rest, So it's just balance, time management and commitment. That's all it is, and nothing more to it. And just avoiding procrastination and finishing what you start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something Kevin Hart said. He said, you don't stop. He said you don't start something and not finish it. Because if you don't finish it, it's like you're not doing anything. And you see, real estate is time consuming. That's what some people don't really understand. And you can't be successful in real estate overnight. You must put in that work. You must. Sometimes I think we make it kind of look easy, but apparently the work is almost like behind the scene. Just imagine you making your lead generation, for instance. For those that don't know what lead generation is, cold calling, and you decide to call a particular area. That's where I'm going to go now to your farming areas. You call like Bryanston. Which area do you normally concentrate?
So I usually do Bryanston, Hyde Park, Santon Central, and Barbecue Downs, because those at least are within my radius. Because also you just don't want to be too far off from your current residence, because if maybe a client would like to view promptly and you're too far off, then it becomes a problem. So it's always easier to farm in spaces where you are closer to.
Okay, that's good. Bob, excuse me. Apparently, you have strategies on how to capture or captivate those particular areas. I don't know, like you might probably not go into details, but the thing is this: you make calls, you do door knocking, you engage people, right? So the reason is this: I'm trying to give out those information to some agents there. Some people might just be thinking, man, this job, and it's stressful. I'm not getting results. So, but if they do it in a way that you are doing it, they will get those results.
Yes.
Engaging people. Definitely. I know some people are very scared to talk to people. Some people are very scared to make those calls. But apparently, those are one of the bedrocks of real estate.
Yes.
Because when they call you, when you call them, and it's like you calling someone for the first time, and it's like, how'd you get my numbers? And the legality of it, Puppy Act.
Yes.
You really don't understand how this is going to be going. So, but then you just try and make sure that you manage the whole situation and respectfully answer the person, I'm very sorry. Okay, get my name or my numbers out of your database. Do you get that?
A lot. And the best way to win it is just apologizing and acknowledging you're wrong, that I sincerely apologize. All I wanted was to get you a good corporate client, because there are a lot of clients that are searching in that area or in that complex, and I just wanted to know if you are interested. And most of the times,
that's a good line for lead generation.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to grab that.
Yeah. And it's only then when you make those calls you get to realize that there's so many landlords that actually need agents to assist them, but they just don't know where to get them, which agency to go with, which rental agent to go with, because then some would want to look at the company website, they would look at reviews on the agent, and sometimes if you don't have like any reviews, then it becomes a problem to say, okay, yes, you've been working with this company maybe for a year, for 6 months, for 2 years, but there's no reviews about you, there's no referrals. How do I best then trust you with my property to say you're going to place in someone that's good for my unit?
One of the first things I learned in real estate was I find out that I understand that properties are very dear to owners. You understand?
Yes.
This is like they connect themselves with their property. So when someone is trusting you to manage or to take hold of his property, it's a huge responsibility.
It is.
And you must put yourself in that owner's shoes. Yeah, sometimes a couple of mistakes comes here and there, hiccup, struggle. But the point is that you need to, and you've got to understand that you are working on behalf of the landlord. The landlord is actually the client.
Yes.
Is the client. So when the tenant comes, there must be scrutiny, there must be extreme measures you must tick those boxes.
Correct.
That's why landlords get very pissed off or get angry with agents when the tenant is messing up. Because they trust you
With their property.
for that tenant to behave properly, to pay the rent often. Now, that's my question. Next question to Jenna. When a landlord comes and reports an agent to you and says, this tenant hasn't paid rent, and the landlord is very furious, we know things does happen. Tenants might lose his job or might lose a job, might fall short because of some life happens. So why is it possible for a landlord to understand that situation at a particular time, even when he's yelling and making it look like you are the one that messed up the whole situation?
I think it's easily for landlords to just assume that it was the admin or the agent that messed up. But I think, in a way, landlords, I think they do understand, but I think maybe also because there's a third party, like ourselves, looking after the property, that if that communication was maybe just given to the landlord, that reaction would not have happened.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, also, if we didn't know, I think it's best to just speak to the landlord about that, and then we get it sorted. We say to the landlord, please, let's get back to you. We do apologize because, this is your property and we know what it means to you. And we do apologize, but we do find out what is the root of the problem, and then we do get back to them and we try and find a solution. There is no issue in a tenant saying, I lost my job, I cannot afford it, but we do have very swift agents that can find new tenants.
And replace the tenant.
Yes, very credible tenants that are always out there looking for property, that we can always refer back to the landlord, so that the landlord does not sit without someone in his property.
That's quite smart, man. Okay, Khashla,
Yes.
would you want to look at trying to groom somebody?
When you say groom, what do you mean?
As in I must groom someone?
No, I'm saying, like now, there's someone out there
Who's looking to be an agent
who
like
just
me?
like you, wants to be like you, wants to walk like you.
Envy.
Not like envy,
But to groom.
like a mentorship.
A mentorship. Yeah.
Would you want to think about that?
I would want to. I haven't had anyone. All I get usually is congratulations, and usually people will just ask how you do it, time, what time do you go to work? Because usually I tell people I go to work at 10. They're like, oh, at 10? And then what time do you knock off? I'm like, at 4 we're done. They're like, oh my God, then that's the easiest job. But they don't know that it comes with its own challenges. Yeah.
Hold on a little bit. I want you to click that subscribe button and comment and let us know what you think about the show. We are here to give you the best content ever. That's going to help us to give you one of the best content in real estate. Thank you. Now, back to you, Khashla. Khashla, I want to find out something. Like, we're looking at contextual analysis whereby a tenant is in the property and the owner is selling the property. And let's say you were not even informed, or there you place the tenant, and suddenly the landlord is saying without prior notice, what is the conflict there? Is it okay? How do we handle that? And the tenant practically loves the place, loves the unit, and don't even think he's probably just dreaming of living there in 3 years. And suddenly the landlord is coming up and say, okay, Khashla, I think I'm putting my property in the market, and he's put it in the market already before you know about it. How do we go about that?
So in most cases, it would happen that a landlord can just decide out of nowhere and you don't know. Or you just see it online, and then now you need to contact the owner and just check, is it really on the market? Are you really selling? And then if they say yes, then now you'd need to send an email to the current tenant and inform them of what the owner is planning on doing. A one-on-one usually works better because then at least you get to have an understanding of the tenant's perspective and where the landlord is also coming from. In most cases where the tenant must then, let's say now the tenant has been staying in the property maybe 4 months down the line and the lease hasn't even lapsed because then they've signed a 12 months. So you'd have to inform them of the terms of the lease. Can I just read one to you now? In our lease agreement, it's on section 39, where it says the landlord shall be entitled to display a to-let signs at the premises for 3 months prior to the termination date and display a for sale signs at the premises at any time during the substance of this lease. During the substance of the lease, the tenant must allow the landlord or any representative appointed by the landlord reasonable access to the premises for the purpose of showing the premises to prospective tenants or purchasers, which access shall include access to the premises on at least 2 Sundays per month between the hours of 12 and 5 if required. The landlord or its representative shall contact the tenant to arrange for such access. Such access shall include the right to access the premises, to take photographs of the premises for the purpose of marketing the premises to prospective tenants or purchasers. So in this case, because already when a tenant signs a lease, you make them aware of the terms, that this is something that might occur, although that's not what's currently happening, so that they are fully aware. So it makes it easier for them, even if you have to liaise with them and tell them, okay, the owner is selling, and then you are able to go back to what they've signed as well to say, you are in agreement, you are fully aware. Most cases, we get tenants that would say, but I was never informed, I didn't know. But when you're signing the lease, you're informed that this is something that can happen.
Yeah, some people don't really read those contracts.
Yeah, they don't. In most cases, they don't. And you get to realize that the owner would even say, Khashla, I'm selling. Can't they be the ones to buy the property?
Yeah.
And
that's what I wanted to ask now.
Yeah.
Do tenants not sometimes opt to just buy if the landlord is selling?
But what if the tenant doesn't have the money?
Yeah, affordability.
Or what if the
problem.
tenant is not credible? Or
Yes.
doesn't have the affordability? What are we going to do? Because the thing is that, you see, that's where the Public Protection Act still comes in to cover up the tenant. And the tenant wants to move out, and I know the landlord wants to sell. And what if the tenant says 3 months is too short notice for him to get a new place? And some landlord will not even agree with what you just read. Believe me, it's my property.
It's true.
I don't give a shit.
Yes.
This guy needs to move out. I've been in situations like that. This guy is a tenant. It's one of the most luxurious properties that are rented out, and the rental is high. Not like the rental that you can even reason, why this guy renting? Why not just buy? Then the landlord said, "Also," and this landlord is big. This tenant is big. You get my point? Now, landlord says, I want to sell my property. In fact, matter of fact, I've got a buyer. I want this guy to move out in a month's time. I was like, I'm not going to do this. Okay, tenant, how you doing, boss? Blah, 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 blah. You know how it is. Then this guy said he's got a buyer. Can I find you another place in a month? Woo! Tenant exploded.
They do.
Do you get my point?
Because they've put their heart into that property and they were not expecting to move out within that month.
This tenant has bodyguards. The landlord has bodyguards. So now I'm in between these two men, so to say. Now, and this one yelling at me, that one yelling at me. I'll be like, God, I need your help. But the thing is, I had to call another person who is very close to the tenant. So what I did was I just noticed that because the guy actually introduced me to the tenant. I sat with the guy, we had lunch, and I explained to him, I promise that I will get him another place. And I did, but you know what? That period, I make sure that was the only property I was looking for. And I did. But you see, situation like that, we're always put in the middle of all these quagmires, and they feel you just have to try and manage this scenario, or try and just pacify this one and pacify this one, because it's also a shock for a tenant to hear that, oh, this property is just going to go. I'm just here for 3 months. But you won't blame the seller anyway, because what if I have a property worth 7 million rands and somebody want to put an offer of 10 million? Yo, man, I got to do whatever it takes to make sure that I try to pacify a tenant to move so that I can sell my property. So in that context, there's been a lot of situation whereby the agent is just being blamed.
For no reason.
For no reason.
But it's always best to get the tenant a better place than the current one that they're actually staying in. Then it makes it easier as well. Although their heart is still there.
Yeah.
But if you get something that's way better than where they're staying, they're more than willing to just move out swiftly.
Yeah.
It becomes a problem if you're not finding the current property that they're staying in.
Yes.
Yeah.
The same
A
value,
huge one, yeah.
the same
Yes.
expectation.
And you know, position also influences
Yes.
tenant's decision.
Location.
Location, positioning, not facing. Like
Yes.
for instance, if you're religious, and now, okay, let's say I'm an Islamic personality. I'm a Muslim, and the position is very important for me. Even the Chinese, even the Jewish, they also, those things are very important. Now you want to bring the guys the same thing, but it's not in the right position. It's also a problem. So now you've got to find the same perspective, and that's why selling a property. Some people will come into a property, want to sell a property, and be like, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
Because people buy because of their feelings, what they feel about the place.
But I think that's where you also get to know your tenant or your prospective buyer before you start searching for them for a property. You need to get to know them, speak to them. It's not just a case of, yes, I can find you a property. Get to know them, know what they like you said, prime location, the way, north, east, west. You know, you need to know the person that you are dealing with. At the end of the day, we are all there to make money, but at the same time, you also need to know this person.
Customer-centric.
Yes. Know what your customer wants so that you can keep that lead. Can I say it like that? Remember, that's a contact for life.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do that. I interview my buyers, and some of the things that I do is that when you make you do an inquiry and tells me, I like this property, I want to view it. I just ask you simply, how long have you been checking our properties? And it tells me, I just started. I'll be like, okay, well, okay, fine. And if you tell me you've been searching for like quite a while, or maybe like a year, 6 months, then I'll be like, okay, fine, you've been searching for long. I want to find out why you haven't decided to buy those ones. Oh, garden, bedroom. Okay, this garden that I have on this property is 35 squares. Does that fit what you're looking for? Let me just view. Okay, fine. The bedroom is not that big, but the bathroom is big. And it is not east facing.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste my time. So those are the things. I know one of my mentors, if it takes 9 buyers for a viewing, I bet you he's selling 8 out of 9.
Yes.
Because of interviews. And another thing is that you also need to check out the buyer's affordability before you start driving around like a headless chicken, wasting your time, wasting the person's time. And the funny part of it is that a lot of people like, especially on the Sundays, they like to just glance through, come and check out. They want to enter that estate. Let's say somewhere like Stain City, for instance. And there's a show house there. Oh, I've heard about Stain City. You want to come there and take pictures, content creators. But how about you stop that before it happens to you? For your time is very important. So now, Khashla, in your, for instance, I know you don't really do a lot of show houses. How do you pin down that buyer? You know this guy is buying.
It goes with the interest. The number of questions you're asked by a buyer, then you know this is the one. Because in most cases, people would just say, hi, I'm looking for a property in Sandton, this is my budget. Or maybe send an inquiry on an existing ad, but that's not the property that they actually want, but they just want you to assist them. And then you get someone that has so many questions regarding that specific property. Let's say now, how long has the complex been there? What are the rates and taxes, your levies, maintenance, who does it? Is it freshly painted? If I'm getting the house fully furnished or unfurnished, will there be any maintenance done? Or everything that, well, in the current condition that the house is in, if I pay for it, am I getting it that way, or there'll be any improvements? And those are things that you need to then answer at that moment in time, and also just give yourself time to also speak to the owner. Because sometimes you just think out of the box for the owner, because you know this person wants this place, but if I don't do the certain ticks on it, then this person won't buy it. Then you just say yes. Sometimes we just say yes and say, yeah, they'll paint it. Yes, this and that will be ready. Because now you want to sell that property.
Yeah.
Then you go
Like
back
staging.
and give, yes, then you go back and give the owner, well, the feedback to say, this is what the client wants. The client is interested in your property, but 1, 2, 3 should be done for this person to actually buy it.
You see,
and if it's not done, then there's no sale.
That's very direct and very, very, very detailed.
Yes.
Let's say a buyer. Oh, call Khashla, Monty Group, Santen. Khashla, I'm looking at your property. Very nice, very beautiful, very, 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 very. And can I view it? Please, if you also have a property in Eye of Africa, or you have in Equestrian Waterfall, or you have in Michelangelo Towers in Santin, can you also tell me? Is that a serious buyer?
No. Already from that, you just know that you're going to waste your time. Because then a
Yeah,
client
everywhere.
must sell. Yeah. He's everywhere. He's searching for a property everywhere. You're not even sure anymore if it's the area, the budget, or they want it now or later, or it's just for the fun of it. Because there are moments where I've taken clients for viewings and you get influencers taking videos. And I'm like, no, you're not allowed to take videos because like, owners don't allow, or current tenants don't want their pictures online and so on. Because then when you take certain pictures for sales, portraits on the wall must be taken out. You know, we don't disclose who's currently staying in the property.
Absolutely.
And you thinking you're just taking someone in for a viewing, and then next thing you're like, hi guys, this is me, this is my welcome to my YouTube channel, and you're thinking, are we here for a viewing or you want to shoot, you know? So it's just, it gets complicated at times, and you just need to work around it and deal with the conflict that comes with it. Yeah.
There was a buyer. It got to the viewing, and liked the place. Sat down, didn't get up. We're just there talking to her. Like, okay, fine. Tenants or the owners are not too comfortable. Can we go outside and talk? Then it was almost like a drag. But later on, the guy bought the property anyway. I think I was a bit uncomfortable because I was worried the owner's gonna be complaining. So when he sat down on the couch, we were talking, he told me, sit down. Like, okay, this is not our, let's go outside and discuss it. Don't worry. I like this place, I want to buy it. But thank God he bought it. But if he hadn't bought that place, and we sat down for like almost 45 minutes, I told him many times, can we go outside? He said, no, I just like this place. I just want to sit. I just want to enjoy the ambience. So, but I was just praying to myself, God, let this guy just buy it. Otherwise, I know, because I've already started reading the body language of the seller. She was, "Are you guys okay?" Going out, like, she almost want to tell us, like, "Are you done? Can you just go out?" But after I met with the seller, I had a meeting with the seller. I present the offer. I was like, "Oh, sir, are you sure this guy want to buy this place?" I said, "The bought." But thank God the bought. But you see, situation comes like that, and you as a lady, you like I said, is there any risk involved for you to go show like 2 guys a property in a place, and you're the only petite human being among them, and
Okay, so
Do
I
you
don't
get scared?
think I get scared, mainly because the properties that I have on the market for sale are usually in secure complexes. So there's security, there's cameras, and I don't get to worry. I think the fears around it would be if I've like standalone properties that I have for sale, then it becomes a problem, because then you need to worry, and you need to organize someone else there to
so
go.
that means, are you saying now you can basically do a sale, you can do a showing in like let's say Alex?
It gets tricky, because then you always need to go with someone. There should be a +1 that you go with. Yeah, because you can't trust everyone. It's the first time meeting this person that you've been speaking to on the line, and then now when they get there, I mean, the other time when I had to do a placement in Sandton, these clients were from overseas. I did like a virtual viewing with them, and when they came in, they had like guns and so on. I'm like, oh my God, where am I? You know.
Wow.
And I said, "Oh my God, I'm so lucky because it's in an estate." and the unit had cameras, and I was like, and it gets very frustrating. And at the same time, in their presence, you mustn't look scared. Like, you just smile and pretend as if everything is all right, and whatever question they're asking you, you just answer, and then just be firm, because then the moment they see your weakness, it becomes a problem, because then you don't know what happens after that.
Yeah, well, the thing is that people that goes around like bodyguards or gun or whatever, they're also very responsible people. It's just that they just protecting themselves from probably intruders. So and for you to even be around them means they need your services. And they're discreet, they organize, they're not troublemakers. So, well, you shouldn't be too worried because you don't have a problem with them. Just want to do your services, render your services, because the way they shop for a property. So that's how they go to like their stores to go buy things. So they go with those things. So it's what it is. You don't. The thing is, success breeds some kind of jealousy, and even if they know that, so they need to protect themselves. So if you have people like that, I think you should just work with them. Don't be scared.
Good
At the end of the day, it all
It's a
worked
right
out.
transaction.
Yeah, it does.
It all worked out, you know?
They do.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, but for instance, like if we look at, I got people calling me, telling me they're looking for stands in areas like Q, areas like extreme part of Houghton. Those areas are like close to like Yeovil and all that. What I try to do is to look for an agent there and do a refer. Do you understand? Because not like I'm scared of the place, because I'm just busy in my
Your own farming area.
in my farming areas, in the Santin areas and all that. So I like to be very, very focused. Do you get my point? I like to be extremely focused. So when you tell me you have a property in Victoria, you want to sell, I would be interested. I'll just look for, okay, like for instance, I had to push one property in Pretoria to one of our agents to deal with. So we're dealing on it. So don't just write them off. Don't write them off. People want to get a house in Alex, look for one person in Alex, and just split comes with them. So that's it, because so that they won't feel like, oh, this guy is just too zhoosh, doesn't want to do Alex, or you don't want to do this. But understand the security part of it that you're working on, which is optimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of managing clients' expectation of saying they want a place and this is the only place they want, and you could not get that place, or the place is full in terms of buying or selling. These clients want, some clients will come and say, I want, let's say, water for gate 2. And that's the only place he wants. And nothing else. Water for gate 2, or, okay, but I'm also looking at staying city. But that's a place I need a stand that is facing the golf course.
So in most cases, what you'd usually do, because then now you get to realize that, okay, this is the complex you're looking for. If we don't get a unit there and you don't want a plan B, are you willing to wait? Because it's very important for someone to wait at least a month, because then at least there's always new stock every single month. But unfortunately for that specific month, there's nothing in that estate. What do you do? If they're willing to wait, it's easier. Then it gives you more time. It allows you and the client to have more prospective units to look at. And they might as well, in the process, change their minds as well, to say, oh, actually I should have just went for this. I didn't know. But because this is the reviews that we're getting online to say, when you're staying in water for gate 2, these are the benefits. And you get to another estate just close by and they have the same amenities and everything. So then why did you want to stay there? You could always get a plan B.
Okay, last word from Jenna. Jenna, what are you going to tell someone that is looking at you right now and be like, if I decide to venture into real estate, I want to buy, and is looking at you and says, Jenna, can you give me one of your best agents that can get me this? What are you going to do? And you have a lot of best agents in your. Who are you going to choose?
Well, so I'm not going to name names, but as
Are you going to call me?
As the person that works daily with them, I do have my certain choices.
Yeah.
And it's not anything against anybody, but
Absolutely.
you people have their strengths and their weaknesses. Not everybody is the same. People are different. People have different traits. So it's all about getting to know my team that I work with, and then I will choose the best one.
Thank you so
In my perception.
Yeah. Thank you so. Thank you for watching with us. Guest Parking. It's one of the most dynamic real estate podcast show. I said before, and I'm saying it again, this show is going to bring you the best content ever in real estate. We're going to be inviting bankers, real estate developers. We're going to be inviting real estate investors in South Africa, in Africa, and all over the world. Trust me. Don't touch that dial. Just go back, subscribe, share, and comment. We're going to put our email on the screen for you to send us your details or whatever. Send us, if you have any real estate issues, you have any real estate issues that you want us to discuss about, and you feel like you have a story to tell, just send us an email. Our email is guestparking@montig.group. guestparking@montig.group. Thank you, and God bless you. Ciao.
Well done.